Have you ever felt that disrespect drains your inner strength? But what you might not know is, you can actually change this. So, what do you do when someone disrespects you and you don't want to let your emotions take over? Let's explore how Stoicism can help you stay calm in situations like this. Facing disrespect always feels painful, doesn't it? But if you know how to apply Stoic principles, it won't be a problem anymore. Let's dive into how Stoicism can help you stay strong in these challenging situations. In this video, we'll explore 10 Stoic principles that can help you not only deal with disrespect, but also protect your inner peace. Let's dive in now, and don't forget to subscribe to Wisdom Daily for more valuable life lessons. Part 1. Control what's within your control. Let's start with the foundation of Stoicism, focusing on what's in our control. The first principle that Stoicism teaches us is crucial. We can't control everything around us, but we can always control our reactions. It's easy to get caught up in things that go wrong, right? Maybe you drop a glass, spill your coffee, or your Wi-Fi decides to go on strike right before a big meeting. It's frustrating. But here's the twist. Stoicism reminds us that it's not the event itself that disturbs us, but how we react to it. Picture this. You're having a rough day, and everything seems to go wrong. Your work piles up, the traffic is horrendous, and your phone's battery dies in the middle of an important call. It's tempting to feel overwhelmed and angry. But instead of letting these outside circumstances take over, what if you take a moment, breathe, and choose to control how you feel about it? Let me share a personal story. Last week, I was working on an urgent project when my computer crashed, out of nowhere. My first instinct was panic and frustration, but I paused, reminded myself that it was beyond my control, and focused on what I could do next. I took a deep breath, restarted the computer, and calmly got back to work. The situation hadn't changed, but my response was different, and that made all the difference. The key takeaway here: while we can't always control the chaos around us, we do have power over how we respond. When you focus on controlling your reactions, you shift from being a victim of circumstances to being in control of your own emotional state. This is how we master the art of not caring about things that are outside our control. Now that we've got that foundational Stoic lesson down, let's dive into the next step: embracing the present moment. Part 2. Embrace the present moment now. That we've learned to control our reactions, let's move on to the next important Stoic principle: embracing the present moment. We all know how easy it is to get caught up in the past or worry about the future, don't we? Maybe you're stressing over a conversation you had yesterday or feeling anxious about a meeting next week. The truth is, constantly looking back or ahead can prevent us from fully enjoying the present moment. Imagine this. You're sitting at dinner with your friends, but instead of really being there, your mind is racing with thoughts about work tomorrow or something you said last week. Does this sound familiar? It's like you're physically present but mentally elsewhere. Stoicism teaches us that true peace comes when we fully engage with the here and now, without worrying about what's gone or what's to come. Take a moment to think about it. How many times have you been so caught up in your thoughts that you miss out on the beauty around you? Maybe you're walking in the park, but your mind is stuck on something that happened days ago. Or you're having a conversation with a friend, but your thoughts are already on the tasks you need to finish. By embracing the present, you can experience life more deeply and truly appreciate the small moments that make it meaningful. Let me give you an example. Last weekend, I took a walk in the park and left my phone at home. For the first time in a long time, I just enjoyed the sound of the leaves rustling and the smell of fresh air. I wasn't thinking about the future or replaying old conversations in my head. It was just me, the present moment, and nature. And honestly, it was one of the most peaceful experiences I've had in a while. The key takeaway here is simple. Don't let the past or future steal your peace. By embracing the present moment, you start to live with intention and clarity. So, The next time you find yourself distracted, take a deep breath and refocus on the now. You'll be amazed at how much more you can enjoy life when you truly experience each moment. Now that we've talked about the importance of living in the present, let's move on to the next. Stoic lesson: accepting change as a part of life. Part 3. Accepting change as a natural law. Now let's dive into another important Stoic principle. Accepting change as a natural part of life. Change is inevitable, isn't it? Whether it's a new job, a change in your personal life, or simply the changing seasons, life is full of transformations. But how many of us actually embrace these changes? Often we resist them, fear them, or wish things could stay the same. However, Stoicism teaches us that resisting change only causes unnecessary stress. Embracing change, on the other hand, is the key to peace and growth. Think about it. How many times have you found yourself resisting change? Maybe a relationship ended, or you had to move to a new city. At first it feels uncomfortable and unsettling, right? But what if instead of resisting, you embraced it? What if you saw it as an opportunity for growth rather than a setback? That's the Stoic mindset, seeing every change, even the painful ones, as a chance to evolve and become stronger. Let me share a personal example. A few years ago, I had to leave my hometown for a new job in a different city. At first, I was devastated. I resisted the change, feeling like I was losing everything. But over time, I learned to embrace it. I made new friends, explored new places, and learned things about myself I never would have discovered if I hadn't made that change. What felt like a setback at first turned out to be one of the best things that ever happened to me. This is the power of accepting change. Life is constantly evolving, and instead of fighting it, we can choose to flow with it. By accepting change as a natural part of the cycle of life, we stop wasting energy resisting it and start focusing on how we can grow from it. So, the next time you face a change, whether big or small, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow through this change? The key to peace and growth is not in resisting change, but in accepting it and using it to our advantage. Now that we've learned to accept change, let's move on to the next lesson: detaching from external validation. Part 4. Detach from external validation. Now let's dive into another essential Stoic principle: detaching from external validation. In today's world, it's easy to get caught up in the need for approval from others. We check social media for likes, comments, or followers, seeking that external affirmation. But what if I told you that true self-worth doesn't come from others' opinions? Stoicism teaches us that our value should be rooted in ourselves, not in the approval of others. Think about it. How many times have you felt disappointed because something you posted didn't get the attention you expected? Or maybe you've worked really hard on a project, only to feel let down because your efforts weren't recognized. It's a common experience, but the Stoic view is clear. External validation is fleeting. What truly matters is how you value yourself, regardless of others' opinions. For example, consider a situation where you've done something great, but no one notices or acknowledges it. You might feel frustrated. But here's the Stoic perspective. Your value doesn't decrease just because someone else didn't see your worth. Instead of relying on outside recognition, focus on your internal growth and integrity. Remind yourself that your actions, your work, and your values are what define you, not the applause of others. This doesn't mean that we should reject feedback or constructive criticism. It means that we shouldn't base our self-worth on it. When we stop seeking constant approval, we free ourselves from the anxiety of pleasing everyone. This freedom allows us to pursue what truly matters to us, with confidence and clarity. So, the next time you feel the urge to seek approval or validation from others, take a step back. Ask yourself, why do I need this approval? Is it because you want to feel good about yourself, or because it aligns with your true values? Let's remember, our worth is not dependent on others' recognition. It's found within ourselves. Now, that we've learned to detach from external validation, let's move on to the next principle, recognizing life's natural cycles. Part 5. Recognizing life's natural cycles. Now, let's move on to another fundamental Stoic principle, recognizing the natural cycles of life. Everything in life has a beginning and an end. This is a truth we can't escape. We experience seasons, changes, and transitions in every part of our lives, whether it's a career, a relationship, or personal growth. The key here is to embrace this natural ebb and flow, to understand that life's impermanence is what gives it meaning. Imagine this. You've spent years working in a job you love, and then, for whatever reason, it's time to move on. It's a tough change, right? Maybe it feels like a loss. But think about it. Just as seasons change, so too do the chapters in our lives. The Stoics teach us that everything is temporary, and we should appreciate what we have while it lasts, but also understand when it's time to let go. A common example of this is the way we hold on to memories or things from the past. We can get attached to a certain way of life or to people who have come and gone. But remember, holding on can sometimes prevent us from embracing new opportunities. Whether it's a relationship that's run its course or an old habit that no longer serves you, letting go is not about forgetting. It's about making room for new growth. Let's take another example. Have you ever felt like you were stuck in a phase of life? Perhaps you're going through a period of transition, like moving to a new city or starting a new job. It can feel like things are falling apart, but in reality, it's just the natural cycle of growth. We cannot avoid change, but we can choose to embrace it. When we accept that change is a part of life, we can stop resisting it and start growing through it. This Stoic principle helps us see that nothing is permanent, and therefore we can appreciate the present without clinging to the past. The more we accept life's natural cycles, the more we can live fully in each moment and embrace whatever comes next. So, as we recognize the natural cycles of life, the next principle we'll explore is how to seek growth even in the face of adversity. Let's dive in. Part 6. Seek growth in adversity. Now, let's dive into an essential Stoic principle, seeking growth in adversity. Life throws challenges our way, and these obstacles can feel overwhelming at times. But here's the Stoic perspective. Rather than viewing these challenges as setbacks, see them as opportunities to build resilience, grow, and learn. It's not about avoiding difficulties, but embracing them as opportunities for personal development. Imagine you're facing a tough situation at work. Maybe you're handling a project that's not going as planned, or perhaps you're struggling with a difficult colleague. In these moments, the instinct is to feel frustrated, to wish things were easier, or even to blame the circumstances. But here's the Stoic wisdom. Instead of focusing on the problem itself, shift your perspective. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow through this experience? Think about physical exercise for a moment. When you work out, you push your muscles beyond their normal limits, right? The discomfort you feel isn't a sign of failure. It's a sign that you're getting stronger. In the same way, life's challenges can stretch our mental and emotional muscles, helping us develop greater strength, patience, and wisdom. For example, let's say you encounter a financial setback. It's easy to get discouraged and feel like it's the end of the world. But consider this. Such experiences often force us to develop new skills, whether it's budgeting, problem-solving, or seeking out new opportunities. Adversity doesn't have to break us down. It can build us up if we approach it with the right mindset. This is a powerful Stoic lesson. Difficulties aren't there to defeat us. They're there to shape us. The Stoics would say that when you face challenges with the attitude of learning and growing, you turn every struggle into an opportunity for progress. So, as we learn to grow through adversity, the next Stoic principle we'll explore is how to cultivate inner richness, focusing on what truly matters in life. Let's move on. Part 7. Cultivate inner riches. Now, let's shift our focus to a core Stoic principle, cultivating inner riches. We live in a world where material wealth often seems to define success. With social media posts showcasing luxury, fancy vacations, and the latest gadgets, it's easy to think that happiness lies in acquiring more things. But the Stoics teach us a very different lesson. True wealth doesn't come from external possessions. It comes from within. Think about it for a moment. Have you ever felt that rush of excitement after buying something new? Maybe a new phone or a shiny car. But after a short time, that initial excitement fades, and you're left wanting more. It's a never-ending cycle. The Stoics would tell you that this pursuit of material wealth will never bring lasting happiness. Instead, true fulfillment comes from cultivating a sense of contentment within ourselves. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, emphasized that happiness isn't about acquiring external things, but finding peace and satisfaction in our own hearts. When we focus on developing qualities like wisdom, kindness, and gratitude, we create a richness that no material possession can provide. Consider this. You could have the nicest house, the latest tech, and endless wealth. But if you're constantly stressed, anxious, or dissatisfied, what good is it? On the other hand, if you focus on nurturing your inner peace and emotional well-being, you'll find that your life becomes more fulfilling, regardless of your material circumstances. A personal example might be when you achieve something important in your life, perhaps a career milestone or a personal goal. While celebrating those achievements is important, the lasting satisfaction often comes from knowing that you've put in the effort and grown in the process. The sense of accomplishment is deeply internal, not just about the outward rewards. By focusing on cultivating inner riches, we learn that happiness isn't about accumulating possessions, but about nurturing a peaceful, content mind. And this leads us to the next Stoic principle, focusing on action rather than results. Let's dive deeper into how the Stoics encourage us to focus on doing, not just achieving. Part 8. Focus on action, not results. One of the central teachings of Stoicism is the idea of focusing on our actions, not the results. In our modern world, it's easy to get caught up in the end goal, right? Whether it's landing the perfect job, winning a competition, or earning a certain amount of money, we often measure success by the results we achieve. But the Stoics have a different perspective. It's not the result that matters most, but the actions you take to get there. Imagine you're working hard on a project. You've put in the time, effort, and passion, but when you're done, the outcome isn't exactly what you expected. Maybe your boss doesn't appreciate your work as much as you thought they would, or the project doesn't turn out as successful as planned. How does that make you feel? Frustrated, disappointed, maybe even defeated? The Stoics would remind you that these feelings are natural, but they're also misplaced. Why? Because, according to Stoic philosophy, you cannot control the outcome, but you can control the effort you put in. Instead of focusing on what you can't control, the results, focus on what you can control, the actions you take. Whether you win or lose, succeed or fail, the most important thing is that you acted with intention, effort, and integrity. A simple example. Think about exercise. You can't control the immediate physical changes that come from working out, but you can control your commitment to exercising regularly. Whether you lose weight quickly or not, the key is the action itself. The process of improving your health is what matters, not the speed at which you reach a specific goal. This approach shifts the focus from external validation to internal satisfaction. You stop measuring success by external rewards and instead measure it by your dedication, your resilience, and your commitment to your principles. By embracing this mindset, you not only reduce the pressure of needing to achieve certain outcomes, but you also find peace in knowing that the effort you put in is what truly matters. In the next part, let's explore how accepting our own limitations can help us focus on what we can truly control in our lives. Part 9. Accept your limitations. We all have those moments, don't we? When we feel like we're falling short, unable to meet every expectation or accomplish everything on our to-do list. The Stoics remind us that this feeling is completely natural. They teach us that we're not perfect, and we can't do it all. No one can, and that's okay. In fact, it's actually essential to accept our limitations as part of the process of living a peaceful and fulfilling life. Now think about the times when you've pushed yourself too hard. Maybe you've overcommitted to work projects, social obligations, or even personal goals. The pressure builds, and what happens? You end up feeling stressed, overwhelmed, and in some cases burnt out. Why? Because deep down, we often try to be everything to everyone and handle everything on our own. But Stoicism teaches us that doing so is not only impossible, it's also unnecessary. By accepting our limitations, we let go of the constant strain to do more than we're capable of. It's like lifting a weight you know you're not strong enough to carry. The more you try to lift, the more you exhaust yourself. But if you acknowledge that it's okay to put the weight down, you free yourself from the stress that comes with carrying it. For example, think about work-life balance. Maybe you've struggled with finding time for yourself because you're always striving to be the best at your job, or to fulfill every need of your family. But by accepting that you can't do it all, you create space to focus on what really matters. It's not about being perfect. It's about knowing where to invest your energy and when to say no. This acceptance allows you to practice self-discipline, focus on your priorities, and, most importantly, find peace. The beauty of this principle is that by acknowledging our limitations, we develop self-awareness. We learn what we can handle, where we can improve, and where we need to step back. This isn't about giving up. It's about choosing where to channel our energy for the best outcomes. And when we let go of unrealistic expectations, we can live more peacefully, with less anxiety and worry. So now that we've explored the importance of accepting our limitations, let's move forward to the next principle: mastering our emotions. Let's dive into how being in control of our emotions can help us stay grounded and focused in life. Part 10. Mastering your emotions. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where your emotions just took over? Maybe you got angry during an argument, or perhaps you felt overwhelmed by a stressful situation. We've all been there, right? It's only human to react emotionally when things don't go as planned. But what if I told you that the Stoics have a powerful approach to help us handle these situations more wisely? In Stoicism, one of the key principles is learning to master our emotions instead of letting them control us. Think about it. When we're in the heat of the moment, it's easy to make rash decisions. We act on impulse, say things we don't mean, and later regret our reactions. But the Stoics believe that our emotions should never be the ones steering the ship. Instead, we should use our reason to navigate life's challenges, especially when faced with adversity. So, how can we apply this? Let's say you're in a tough situation at work. Your boss criticizes you, and your first instinct is to feel frustrated or upset. Rather than letting those emotions dictate your response, the Stoics would encourage you to take a step back, breathe, and think rationally. What is the most constructive response? Is it to lash out and let your anger control you, or is it to calmly acknowledge the criticism and use it as an opportunity to grow? This is where the true power of Stoic wisdom comes in. Mastering your emotions doesn't mean ignoring them. It means acknowledging them and then choosing to respond thoughtfully. When you're able to pause and use your reasoning rather than reacting impulsively, you're better able to make decisions that align with your values and goals, instead of letting temporary emotions cloud your judgment. For example, imagine you're dealing with a difficult person who constantly challenges you. Instead of getting defensive or angry, you can choose to respond with empathy or patience. This doesn't mean you're weak or letting the other person win. It means you're using your inner strength to remain calm and stay in control of the situation. By mastering our emotions, we not only become more resilient, but we also become more capable of facing challenges with clarity and calmness. This is a key aspect of Stoic philosophy. It teaches us that emotions are part of being human, but they don't have to control us. So, next time you're faced with a stressful or emotional situation, take a deep breath, pause for a moment, and allow your rational mind to guide your response. By doing so, you'll be one step closer to living a life of wisdom, inner peace, and emotional strength. With that said, let's move on to the next Stoic principle: the importance of self-reflection. Let's explore how examining our actions and responses can lead to growth and better decision-making. And there you have it, the 10 Stoic principles that can help you not only handle disrespect, but transform the way you approach life's challenges. From mastering your emotions to embracing change, these Stoic lessons are the tools you need to create inner peace and build resilience. Remember, life is full of things beyond our control, but how we respond to them is entirely up to us. As you continue your journey, keep in mind that the true strength lies in the actions you take, not the outcomes you chase. Let your actions reflect your values, and let your mind remain steady, no matter the storm. If you found these Stoic principles helpful, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Which one resonated with you the most? Do you think Stoicism can truly change the way we handle life's challenges? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and let's start a conversation. And hey, if you want to dive deeper into these timeless lessons, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join the Wisdom Daily family. By subscribing, you'll stay connected with us and never miss out on more powerful insights to guide you through life. Thank you for watching, and as always, stay calm, stay wise, and keep growing with Wisdom Daily. See you in the next video.